So all I've done so far is I've just taken the right hand side fairing off, and now I'm going to have to remove this coolant bottle. So on this coolant bottle there's going to be this little plastic cover, and that is held on the bottle by those two screws, and it just comes off. So I'll take it off for a better view here. And then the coolant bottle is held by those two screws, and now the top one here, which sits quite tight, actually it doesn't, and here we have it. That's the coolant bottle removed. Cool. Now they say you're going to have to remove some oil, or all the oil, but I don't know if it's actually necessary to remove the oil. I'm gonna just put a basin under the engine and hopefully that's gonna be enough. Okay folks, so there's 10 8mm bolts holding this clutch cover, and I got them loose with the ratchet, and now I'm just gonna use my impact gun to quickly remove them. Okay, some of those bolts are a bit longer, others are a bit shorter, so I use this foam to keep them in order. And now hopefully I'm going to be able to remove this bloody cover. Sadly I'm going to have to use a dead blow hammer, I think, because it sits there pretty damn tight. I'm giving it a bit of a tappy tap action. And I'm going to use this frame here, pry it from the bottom. There we go. Okay. It comes off. Excellent. Now I'm hoping the gasket is intact. And the gasket is pretty damn good, which I like. They say to remove the clutch you've got to drain the oil, but you actually don't, because having the bike on a side stand, you're going to lose maybe 300 mils of oil, and then you can work on the clutch, so that's no problem. Okay, next I'm going to be removing the clutch springs. And obviously you want to go in a cross pattern. Go. Alright, once again I'm going to try to keep those in order, but first I'm going to remove the pressure plate. Alright. You can also check the bearing here. There's a little bearing here in the middle. You can check if it operates smoothly. Okay, so now I'm going to remove all the clutch plates, and that's going to be both friction plates and steels. And an interesting fact is about those clutches from Kawasaki is that the last plate, I mean the first plate from the outer side, which is the last plate counting from the engine, is always offset a bit, so it's not installed like this, it's installed like that. Anyway, so I'm going to remove all the plates and stack them in order. This is really nice because you've got a possibility of grabbing many of them and just pulling them out at once. And then at some point you're going to have to use magnets or picks to get them out. So let me just grab my magnets, and there we go. I've got another two. And just steel.
A few moments later.
Right then, so the new clutch goes in. Well, new clutch friction plates. So I've kept them in oil overnight, I don't think this is actually necessary. I think you can just lube them right before you put them in, but there we go, that's what I've done. Alright, so I start with the friction plate, nicely oiled up. Boom, that goes in. Then I get the plate. One friction, one steel. Then we go with another friction plate, nicely lubed. And then we go with that. And this is a very simple process actually. You know, a 5-year-old could do it for you. Now, so this is the last friction plate. Ooh, that's wet. And what Kawasaki says is you don't install it the same as all the other friction plates. You actually turn it and you install it slightly offset. That's what they want us to do. Right, so now this big bird comes to play. So this goes on like that. Nicely engaged. And now is the springs. The tab of our TV needs to be applied here where the crankcases meet. So we've got that done here. Alright. Those dowel pins. There's one here and there's one here. You need to make sure they go in those holes. So here we have it. I know exactly where each bolt goes. Okay, so now I'm going to just torque it up to 10 Newton meters in cross pattern. I'm going to start here. That's a 10. That's a 10. That's a 10. That's a 10. Okay then, so clutch cover on, idle adjuster, nice and secure, coolant bottle there. I've also topped up the oil because I've lost about half a glass, so ready to start up. Thanks for watching, cheers.